thank my association and my department who respond to the needs and safety of the King County community day in and day out, although the county doesn't respond to our own safety concerns. So thank you to our department and our association. I want to reiterate that that's what this march is about and this rally is about. It's workplace safety. It's not about blaming our houseless and permanently excluded members of the community who are often underserved and historically excluded, because county officials and city officials have underserved them and have caused this problem. Everyone needs to have a voice in this, and oftentimes our underserved and historically excluded members of the community do not, and so I want to make sure that we acknowledge that and provide them a voice today too. So what is this rally about then? It's about employees and community members that have been collectively and repeatedly failed from our county and city officials day in and day out after years of exclusion, indifference, and inaction. County employees have shown up to this courthouse every single day through snow, through rain, and through a global pandemic. It's time for the county to show up for us. To our county officials, this message is for you. Being aware of our surroundings has not and will not make us any safer. It's time for you to act. It's time for you to act humanely, thoughtfully, and diligently to ensure the safety of our King County community and the underserved folks who need our services and our help. Thank you. Let's go, girl.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Mary, and I work for the Children's Justice Center of King County. Yes! Everyone has a human right to live and work free from violence and harassment. Yet violence and harassment against women, especially in the workplace, is pervasive. Workplace violence disproportionately impacts those who suffer other forms of discrimination or marginalization, like BIPOC women, trans women, women with disabilities, and members of the LGBTQ community. The violence women experience in the workplace takes on many forms, from unwanted comments and gestures, to unwanted touching, to sexual assault, to homicide. Workplace violence reduces women's ability to participate in and work in public life. It limits our access to essential services and negatively impacts our health and well-being. It impacts our families, our colleagues, our community, and King County at large. Violence and harassment against women is rooted in unequal gender power dynamics, patriarchal values, and historical inequities between men and women. It's rooted in stereotypes that objectify, commodify, and dehumanize women and girls. It's rooted in political, cultural, and economic oppression, and in the normalization of gender-based violence at every level of our society. To date, efforts to eliminate violence in the workplace against the women in King County has mainly focused on responding to and providing services for victims. While this is necessary, this is triage. King County is only intervening after people have already been harmed. And even when the system works the way that it should, when it supports and empowers victims, and sometimes it fails to do even that, it cannot undo the damage that has already been done. We deserve better. We deserve real political commitment in the form of laws that promote gender equity, amplify the voices of the unheard, and address the multiple forms of discrimination that women face on a daily basis. We must promote women's equal and effective representation in the workplace and give women voice and agency when they raise their concerns. King County has the moral responsibility to act. We deserve a commitment to profound structural and social change from governments, from businesses, from nonprofits, from the media, from community leaders, and from each and every one of us here today. Because we all have a role to play in creating a community free from workplace violence. Because we all have the right to a safe workplace, and we deserve one. So I call on you to ask yourself this: how can I do better? How can I stand with survivors? How can I contribute to gender equity where I live and where I work? Thank you.
Good afternoon. I'm Manka, Dhingra, the state senator from the 45th Legislative District. I've also been a King County employee for over 19 years. I want to thank all of you for coming out here today to make your voices heard. We're here today to join our voices in demanding for a safe workforce because this critical need has not been heeded. Women and so many others are not safe in their workplace at the courthouse. There has been a pattern of gender-based violence in the courthouse that goes back to 1995 and beyond. Public spaces, as well as workplaces like the courthouse, need to be violence-free. That is a human right. During the pandemic, I was so disappointed to see the disproportionate number of women leaving the workforce because workforce presents so many barriers to women, from a lack of childcare, scheduling issues, compensation. We cannot add unsafe workplace as yet another barrier. This is unacceptable. In 2018, the legislature protected survivors of sexual assault and domestic violence from employment discrimination and enabled survivors of sexual assault and harassment in the workplace to take legal action. But there is so much more work to do. This year, we address additional barriers faced disproportionately by women by passing the First Start for Kids Act, the Health Emergency Labor Standards Act, and expanding paid family and medical leave, all in an effort to ensure we were protecting employees. But again, that is not enough, and we have to do so much more. When women are not safe, none of us are safe. I'm inspired by how inclusive this march is of so many groups who work and visit the courthouse. It truly represents the diversity of people who need and deserve a safe workplace. Taking care of people in a humane way and making sure employees are safe are not mutually exclusive. We can do both. Thank you for speaking up. This is how we get to solutions that work for everybody. Keep making your voices be heard. Thank you.
Yes, Senator.
My name is Amy Freedheim. I'm a prosecuting attorney. I've been an attorney with King County for over 30 years. Over 30 years, for most of that time, working in this King County Courthouse. Safety around the courthouse is not a new or novel issue created in the past 72 weeks. For the past several years, workplace safety has been a concern for those of us who are the public servants in King County Metro. We drive the buses 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We help the vulnerable with services. We help with adoptions and marriages and child support and parenting plans. We help update your passports, help you file your small claims plans. We help you with your protection and anti-harassment orders. We ask jurors and victims and witnesses and families and those charged to be in the courthouse to attend to criminal justice matters. We love working in the historically rich neighborhood near Pioneer Square. And we are all aware of our surroundings. And we are still not safe. We have complained when we are assaulted, when we are threatened, when we are harassed, when we are subject to people showing us their genitals to and from work. We are told, be aware of your surroundings. We are still not safe. An employee is beaten in front of the courthouse and nearly pushed in front of a Metro bus on courthouse security cameras, and we are told, be aware of your surroundings. We are aware of our surroundings, and we are not safe. The former sheriff was assaulted with scissors on 3rd Avenue in front of the courthouse. We were told, be aware of your surroundings. We are, and we are not safe. A woman employee waiting for a bus after work is assaulted, and we are told, be aware of your surroundings. We are, and we are not safe. We are the public servants of King County Metro, and where we work, where we serve clients and customers of this county and this city, we are still being told to be aware of our surroundings even when an attack occurred inside the courthouse. The city says it's the county's responsibility. The county says it's the city's responsibility. Enough! What more has to happen? We are here on behalf of all King County Metro employees and the community that we subpoena and compel to come to the courthouse, and we are furious that our workplace safety is again being sacrificed on the altar of political games, indifference, and misogyny. We are aware of our surroundings. Are you? I want to thank everybody who spoke. I thank all of you for being here. Please join us as we march together to reaffirm our long-standing demand for workplace safety for all of those who seek shelter within and in the shadow of this courthouse. Please start our march.